Hey guys, how's everybody doing on this beautiful, gloomy day? Yeah, because not gonna lie, it looks kind of crappy outside. And at least for me, it feels like one of those days where it was one could be completely lazy and just lay in your bed all day, or just sit on the couch and just watch TV all day and drink hot chocolate and watch movies. But unfortunately, I can't do that today because I have work and then I have things I have to do today. And honestly, that's like one of the worst feelings ever. Um, you know, I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about that? Because it's like, you ever have one of those days where you don't want to do anything? Like, you just, no, screw this. I just want to lay in my bed and watch TV and just call it a day. And that's all I'm doing today. It's sleep. But you can't because you have school or because you have work or you have important things to do. And there's always priority because you always, got to take care of those things first. Honestly, that's one of the worst feelings ever to me, and it's just I hate it. Last week was pretty good. It was a pretty busy week, but I got a lot of things done, and I actually feel very accomplished about this because me and my friend, we actually we filmed a horror short film in a day. Like, what happened was that that afternoon I had an idea, and I was like, okay, well, while I'm home alone, let me this would be a good opportunity to do a horror film. What kind of horror film would I do? And I kind of thought about it, and I thought about it all through the evening and all through that night. And finally, when I got off work at 2, I picked up my friend and we did it. And it was great because nobody was here. It was dark out, and it's honestly, I feel very, very good about it considering the fact that I had no script, no storyboard. I mean, there wasn't really a plan, but we still got something done, and I still think it can be very good. To pretty much explain what the horror movie's about, what the horror short film's about, pretty much it's like if you guys are like if any of you guys are familiar with like Slenderman or you know like Paranormal Activity, like those first person point of view kind of movies. That's what this is. It's pretty much it's me and my friend. It's just two of us. I woke up and I'm watching things happen and I'm going walking around through the house and trying to figure out what's going on, and it's all through first person. It's all through my eyes. It's all through the not a camera's point of view. It's not supposed to be a camera's point of view, but my eyes. That's what it's supposed to be. And all I have is a flashlight, and that's it. Um, it's supposed to after we get to put the music in there and edit it. It's supposed to have that Slenderman kind of vibe, or you have the drum in the background and you can hear your heartbeat, and it's supposed to be really really scary. Hopefully we'll get it done. Hopefully I'll have it on here my channel by Halloween. I'm working really really hard on it, and we'll see what happens. But definitely I'm gonna get it on this channel as soon as possible. And it's just another thing. Also, another thing that happened this past weekend, I'm pretty getting excited about, is I've been talking to a couple of my friends who are also trying to start their own businesses. Um, I do music and filming production, movie and music production. They're trying to get into more. One friend is doing like graphic design and animation and things like that. Another one of my friends is he's doing that as well, but he does more particularly music, and that's great because working together is great because I feel I'm one of those people that always liked working with people, like in class and homework and projects and things like that, working together because two minds is better than one. And I may come up with a great idea, but the problem is I may not always have the right tools, or the right way of doing it, but if I have friends who have the same idea or they like my idea and they want to run with it as well, then I can actually, you know, the two or three or four of us or however many, we can come up with something and make it great. And honestly, that's what I like about what I do, because starting out, indie films are very hard because not making like trying to sound like complain or anything, but they're hard because of the fact that you know, first of all, it's pretty much like volunteer work because you're not getting paid, or probably not going to get paid to do this stuff for a while. But you know, I still have people that like my idea and they care about it as much as I do, and they want to do it. You know, and a couple years ago when I first started doing this, I was listening to a podcast that my dad showed me. It was on it was this guy. He's a Hollywood producer. I cannot remember the name for the life of me, but he started on indie films, and he's been doing films for about 20, 30 years. The biggest the biggest thing he said on there was he was giving advice to young independent, indie filmers who are trying to go big, and he said keep pushing. No matter what happens, keep pushing. It may take you 5, 10 years to film that movie, but the thing is, keep pushing because the more stuff you put on there, the more stuff you do, it's just gonna get easier. Because think about it like this: like the more, let's say I put a video on here, right, and it gets, I don't know, maybe 1,000 likes on YouTube. One out of those 1,000, 10 people may come to me and be like, "Hey, Bryce, I like what you do. I want to do what you do," or "I have an idea. Can you help me with it?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, that's great. Let's work together and come up with something. And that's how things start, because Hollywood and, big film companies, all this stuff, they have hundreds under their staff. They have, like, if you look at the staff that Hollywood has, they have, like, makeup artists and cameras A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and they have, people just on, just for boom mics, just for lighting. They have a director, assistant director two, storyboard artist, animation artist. They got, it's just, there's so many departments and so many people under those each individual departments. They have hundreds of people under their thing. In an independent film, you're lucky to get eight consistent people, really, honestly, in an independent film. And but the thing is, the more we do it, the longer you do it, the more you push, the easier it gets. Because it's just through experience and through finding those consistent people, it gets easier. And that's pretty much it for me. But I did get a couple questions this week to answer during the blog, so I'm gonna spend the last few minutes answering those questions. First question: what do you think about incorporating Native American philosophy into movies or music? I don't think that's a bad idea. I think that's actually, that's a pretty good idea. Because I like Native American stuff. I like their philosophy, like the parable of the two wolves. That's one of my favorites. And if you don't know what that is, you definitely need to look it up. Because I think that's a very, very good parable, and that's a very good thing to keep in mind, about yourself, you know. And I think, if there's an opportunity to do it, I'll definitely do it. Like, I could definitely see myself down the road maybe making a Native American film about Native Americans, because how often do you see those? And just incorporating Native American philosophy and Native American music, and just have the whole, you know, thing. I'm not talking about, like, Pocahontas or something where Englishmen are coming over here and, messing stuff up, or it's from, like, an English point of view or whatever. I'm talking about an actual Native American film about Native Americans with other Native Americans. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be an awesome and interesting film to do. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down on a sticky note. I'm gonna keep that on there. Maybe whenever we get more money coming in and things like that for this stuff, I'll definitely do that. That's a good question. All right, and I got one more question. Have you ever thought about doing some reality stuff? Like, just take your camera with a bunch of friends and just record the things done and said. No editing, just creation. That's a good question too. Honestly, yes, I have thought about that a couple of times because I have some pretty interesting friends. We're crazy. We're crazy together. We do all kinds of funny stuff. I thought about it. The only problem is content, because some stuff maybe, I don't know, because the way I see it, it might be, if I don't actually plan something, I don't know what's gonna happen, because either might be too crazy, too boring, or too inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying we're inappropriate people, but considering the fact that I can't control the environment, I have no idea what's gonna happen, that kind of thing. Lord knows what can happen. You know, because honestly, I have no idea. You know, and it's not like Jersey Shore or something where it's all planned out and it's all drama, it's all acting. Because we're not drama, we're not dramatic people. So I can't just we're not gonna start fights or start arguing randomly at a bat. But that's a good question, and maybe sometime down the line, maybe I'll do it. See, these are the questions I like answering. I like answering y'all's questions. These are interesting. Definitely, I definitely want to hear more of y'all's questions because hopefully instead of the last few minutes, I might spend a whole 10 minutes answering questions. I think that'd be great. I would love to answer y'all's questions. I love talking. I love answering questions. But that's all I have for today, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Like this, subscribe to it, and I'll see you next Monday. All right. Have a good one, guys. Remember, you're awesome.